Back at the hangar, second game of this girl-boy varsity doubleheader sees Ayersville hosting Patrick Henry as the Pilots trying to go above 500 as they enter tonight at 1-1 overall. The Patriots, this is their season opener. There is no scout. We'll wait and see how things shake out. Last night I had a chance to stop out to an Ayersville practice and talk with head coach Logan Wolfram, and our player profile is the lone senior, Keithan Miles. We're going to take a 30-second break. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues right after this with the coach. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Well, from the heels of fall to the beginning of winter, and we didn't get a small segue from one season to the other. All you have to do is step outside your door to realize 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, the snow and the ice. It doesn't just mean winter. It means winter sports are here. And our first basketball game of the season for the boys is at the hangar as Ayersville welcomes Patrick Henry. We welcome you back to the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show live from Ayersville. Brent Balvin alongside Coach Wolfram as we are getting set for a big matchup as the Pilots looking to hold court on their home court. All right, Coach. Before we look ahead, let's do a quick rewind. You okay with that? Yep. I know it's kind of like a four-wheel drive trip down memory lane. A great season last year. You're going to love all those seniors, but you graduate 6. I don't want to say the cupboard is bare because untalented is not the same as inexperienced. But let's talk a little bit about what you have to work with in the cupboard from last year to this year.
Yeah, I mean, last year, obviously, we lost 6 seniors. So last year we played those 6 seniors and 1 freshman. And a sophomore played some as well with Owen Lloyd. So losing those guys definitely hurts us. They had a ton of experience, all great kids, moved on to better things. But like you said, we got what we have now. We got to go play with it. We really like our team. We really like where we're at. Just like you said, we have the talent. It's just a little bit of inexperience right now.
We're not being Hollywood-esque when we say everything graduated, but almost everything did, from points to rebounds to assists, from point guard to center to shooting guard. But one key piece is back. With a year's worth of experience, where has Jeremiah Peak improved from the offseason to now? Yeah,
Jeremiah's done, I mean, he's a kid who literally we have to kick out of the gym sometimes because he's in here so much. So he had a really, really good summer for us, and he brought some of those younger guys along with him, which is a great thing, and he's starting to become more of a leader for us. So I think last year he was more of just a catch and shoot guy. And he really worked on trying to expand his game from scoring at 2 to 3 levels this year. We've seen that the first couple games. Currently he's averaging 22.5 between our first 2 games. But he's really trying to take that next step. Again, he is only a sophomore, so I have to remind myself of that sometimes. But he's been great for us so far.
Clearly he's going to draw at least the scout, if not scouts as in plural, multiple jerseys. Who are you filling in around him that you have high expectations for?
Yeah, I mean, really everybody. It's going to take a team effort for us this year. We have Dane Ewers coming in. He's a freshman for us. He had a really good weekend last weekend. I think currently he's averaging probably about 15.5 and about 12 to 13 rebounds.
Which is a show of his talent, but expectations aren't a double-double every night for a youngster, right?
Correct. Again, he's a freshman, so we have to remind ourselves of that. And then we have Keithan Miles, who's a senior for us. He's going to step up. And then we have some guards, Owen Lloyd, Dylan Dunn, Jackson Stanball, guys who were JV guys last year. Had to take the load there, so they just have to come out here, play hard, and hit some shots for us.
Last year's team could win with offense, especially if, say, a Flory got hot. Are you going to win with defense or offense this year? At least in the early going.
It's going to be both for us. The first 2 games we lost by 2 and won by 4. Offensively, we shot terrible. I think we shot 35% and 28% and still had a chance to win the first game, and we won the second game. So offensively, I think we'll be fine. It's more so the physicality on the defensive end where that's where our inexperience will have to grow up a little bit quicker, just because we're playing against varsity basketball players 9 in, 9 out, not 8th graders or JV players anymore.
Let's go ahead and break down Patrick Henry. A lot of multi-sport athletes versus basketball players, but they win no matter what uniform they put on. Break down what you expect from Patrick Henry.
That's exactly it. You said it best. They're winners. You look at any sport those guys play, basketball, baseball, football, anything they play over there, they're winners. So that's infectious to a program and to a school and to a community. So they obviously start out with Lincoln Krieger, who's an absolute stud on the football field.
Division I football player.
Born in Northwestern to play football. They got Matt Heber, who's been playing, this is 3rd year starting.
Division I baseball player.
You know, he can score any given way. And then they have the other Krieger brother who was hurt last year but played football for him this year. Had a really good AAU summer for him. And he's a sophomore and he's a good player too. So they got some guys that can light it up. Now this is the first game of the season for them, so we'll see what we have because we don't have a great scout. So we're just going to tell our guys to go out there and play.
One last one for you. What do you want to see tonight? It's obviously their season opener. You're still in the infancy with a very young team right now. Just what do you want to see from your team in game number 3?
I would say the biggest thing is get better defensively. We struggled at times both games early. Again, inexperience. I keep telling our guys I'm done calling them inexperienced, but that's just something that we have, unfortunately, guys that are inexperienced. So defensively, we're going to have to grind it out, especially against how good they are offensively. And then I just want to see them compete for all 4 quarters. I think if we compete, we play well defensively and limit turnovers, we'll have a shot at the end.
Every possession matters. Doesn't matter whether it's the 3rd game or the 20th game of the season. Our first here at the Hangar. Coach, we appreciate it. Looking forward to covering your program this season.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Again, Coach Wolfram joining us on the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, it will be Keithan Miles, a man of mystery, but a senior who they expect to step up this season for the Pilots. We'll talk to him when we come back. You're watching the pregame on DCTV Sports.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Welcome back. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on Clinton Street in Defiance, serving thousands of people, one satisfied customer at a time. Feel free to stop on out and check out what they have on their lot in person or online at drivebobestil.com. We are here at the Hangar. It is a big one tonight as Ayersville's boys welcome Patrick Henry. Brent Palbinot saying thank you for joining us as we are here with our player profile, our very first of the basketball season. You get that honor, Mr. Keithan Miles, a senior. Coach picked you above everybody else. Do you feel honored?
I feel very honored.
We're loosening him up a little bit here. All right, so I'm going to ask you because the roster says 6'2". Is the roster accurate?
I always like to give a little bit to my height. I'd say I'm 6'3".
You're going to fudge? All right,
Yeah.
6'3". He's 6'3" for the rest of the season. You look like you've hit the weight room a little bit. What do you weigh in at?
About 185.
Okay, and that's all rock solid muscle, right?
Hopefully one day. I
Okay.
wish.
Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about your situation. I know it's tough with Booer being injured, but at the same time, you were going to see a lot of minutes anyway. From a JV player the last 2 seasons to now being a senior, what did the coaching staff tell you they wanted your role to be this year?
Pretty much just go out there, play hard, be able to defend. And since we don't have a lot of guys and Caden Boer went out during football season, I just got to learn how to play defense without fouling and just get rebounds, look for shooters like Jeremiah, just pass it out and get easy points for them.
Basically just be a junkyard dog, right?
Pretty much.
Now, last year's squad had a lot of height. I'm thinking of, in particular, Carter Michael, obviously Flory. Those guys were tall. They could eat up space. You're one of the few tall guys on the roster this year. You're going to be a center no matter what, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to be down low.
Let's go ahead and talk a bit about your skill set from last year into this year. What were you working on? You told me you got in the gym quite a bit. What skills were you trying to develop or at least perfect for this season?
Mainly shooting. I wanted to get better as a shooter and all-around basketball player. My shooting was kind of not there my first and second year here, but we got a lot of work in over the summer, so I think it's gotten a little bit better.
Were you a gym rat this summer then?
I'd say, yeah.
When you say shooting then, are you the type that likes to play with his back to the basket, or do you like to come out and face it?
I like to come out and face it, get downhill hard, look for easy shots.
So you got some handles then. You want to put the ball on the floor and get to the iron?
I try to.
Okay, fair enough. He's being very humble here, folks. We're looking forward to watching him in his first varsity start. Let's talk about a little bit about this team. 6 seniors graduate from last year. That's a lot of chemistry. That's a lot of experience. Coach and I were talking about it earlier. Inexperience doesn't mean untalented, but you're getting used to each other. How have the early parts of practice and even the first 2 games gone with regard to chemistry?
I think, like you said, we're young, but we all click very well. And I think with time, we're going to get even better. And I think we're going to be really good this year. We have the talent, we have the people, and I know once I'm gone, they're going to have amazing years to come. And
last year's roster had a few characters on it. Guys did balance each other out. For every Garrett, there was a Carter. But let me ask you a little bit about the personality of this year's team. If there's a guy that maybe is kind of the alpha, if the coaches weren't here, he would step up, kind of lead practice, and everybody else would kind of get behind. Do you have that type of guy this year?
I'd say that's Jeremiah.
Okay.
Jeremiah is a very good guy. He's a really good basketball player, but he also knows how to take it to a coaching level too.
Okay.
He's helped me a lot in the summer and off season too.
Let's talk the other end of that spectrum. I don't want to say clown, but maybe jokester. If there's a guy that's going to crack a joke, maybe try and lighten the mood or loosen guys up, do you have one of those?
That's Caden Boer and Ellen Lloyd. Definitely, 100%.
Okay. But they know when to impose themselves in that situation, when to be serious too, right?
Owen does. Caden not so much, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to call him out.
All right, fair enough. We may give him a chance to rebut later on in the season, but we appreciate his honesty. Where do you fall on that spectrum?
I know when to joke around, but I know when to take it serious.
Okay.
I don't want to upset coach and have to run later or something. So,
So there is a little bit of self-serving motivation in that as well.
yeah.
Let's talk about the term is student athlete. Now, I know you are homeschooled, but you said you do have a favorite subject. What is that?
That's history. I just always liked it, I guess.
Any particular type? U.S., world history? How'd you get interested in it?
World history, my mom always does just the weird things, and like pulls up videos and I watch them. They'll be an hour long, 20 minutes long, but
Okay.
I just really like watching those types of things.
Now, we're not going to graduate you too soon, but come next spring, he's going to be styling in the cap and gown. He's going to be strutting across the stage with the diploma in hand. I know you work in the family business right now. What's the future hold for Keith and Miles?
I'm going to try to work with my dad as much as I can and hopefully eventually start my own concrete business, because we do that here and there now, but I really enjoy doing concrete. Like I did the concrete pad in front of the water tower.
Really?
Yeah, just
Okay.
a couple weeks ago we laid that, and I just really like what he does. I've been doing it since I was like 12.
There's something to be said for actually being able to observe your work once you're finished. Does it give you a sense of pride?
Yep, it feels good.
Okay.
Every time I drive by, it feels good to look at it and say I did that.
All right. We're not going to graduate you too soon. You still got plenty of your senior year left to go. Most important game on the schedule right now, I'm guessing you're telling me, is Patrick Henry, correct?
Patrick Henry and Tenora.
All right.
The 2 games I'm looking forward to.
He circles one, that team across the river. We shouldn't have been surprised. Thanks for joining us. Good luck to you, not just tonight, but all season long.
Thank you very much.
Keithan Miles is our player profile. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups. Don't you go anywhere. You are watching the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports. Back at the hangar, we did not get a chance to get our player profile in live, but we're hoping to have it for you once it gets loaded to YouTube. So for those that are interested, again, in hearing Keithan Miles, we will have it for you at a later date. Right now, it's time for our national anthem as the boys for Ayersville getting set to take on Patrick Henry. Our national anthem sponsor is the Defiance County Veterans Office. Right now, Brandon Johnson, a family member, they're having a moment of silence for a loss in the family.
Thank you.
Brandon Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a great country with freedoms like no
Max
other.
Johnson, normally on the roster for Patrick Henry, but understandably will not be here this evening, but we certainly send out thoughts, prayers, and condolences to the Johnson family. The national anthem now brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office. National anthem brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families, connecting them with the resources available to them. To learn more or request more information, log on to defiance-county.com/veterans-office. Or you can call their office at 419-782-6861. Time now for the starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. For the visiting Patriots of Patrick Henry, led by head coach Brian Heber, Reed Krieger will get the starting nod at the point. Krieger, again, a 6'3 sophomore. At the off guard, similar name, Lincoln Krieger, 6'3 senior. He's headed to Northwestern University on a football scholarship. At the 3 spot, it will be the 5'10 junior Calvin Schrader. The posts as follows: Max Heber, a 6'6 junior. He is headed to Ohio State University to play baseball. And then in the middle, 6'2 junior Brian Sharp. On the flip side, for the Ayersville Pirates and head coach Logan Wolfram, at the point, it will be Dylan Dunn. Dylan Dunn, a 5'11 junior. At the off guard, it will be 5'10 junior Owen Lloyd. A good chunk of basically the entire portion of his football season was unavailable due to an injury in the season opener. So he is chomping at the bit to get on the court for basketball. At the swing, it will be Jeremiah Peak. Peak, a 6'2 sophomore, averaged double figures as a freshman a year ago. Down low, it will be Loden Clark. I'm looking down here to make sure that is correct. It's going to be Dane Ewers, excuse me. It will be Dane Ewers. Number 10, just a freshman. Matter of fact, he had a chance for the game-winning shot in their season opener, and it just didn't go down. But Dane Ewers, the freshman, getting the starting nod in the 4-hole. And then in the middle, it will be one of the few seniors on this roster. As a matter of fact, one, I might have said one, there are two, but it will be the 6'2 senior, Keithan Miles. And those are your starters for the Ayersville Pilots. As the lights are down and the hype video about to be played for the boys.
Starting guard, 6'2" sophomore, number 1, Jeremiah Peak. Starting guard, 5'11" junior, number 3, Dylan Dunn. Starting guard, 6'2" freshman, number 10, Dan Ewers.
Ewers, the freshman. This is such a young roster for head coach Logan Wolfram and company. Talking with him at practice yesterday, he goes, we know we're going to go through growing pains, but there's no reason that we can't win. So we'll wait and see how they respond. Time for your keys to the game. Your keys to the game brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or give them a call at 419-267-1320 today. For the Pilots, it's really simple. Although sometimes simple looks great on paper, it is much more difficult when you implement them. But it's when to know to reset the offense. Small, they're going to run almost effectively a 5-out. If it's not there, kick it out and reset. Don't keep running when it's not working. And second, at the defensive end, so many talented athletes for Patrick Henry. Guard your yard. We're probably going to see quite a bit of zone tonight. Even in man-to-man, don't get caught doing somebody else's job. As we're underway, Jeremiah Peak with a heat check. Long three, long rebound, kicks out to Dylan Dunn. And it's turned over. Here comes Krieger. Misses at the other end. Nice follow by Lincoln Krieger. And the Patriots break the scoreboard first. Slowing it down. Ayersville does not want a track meet of a ball game. Ewers stops at the free throw line. Nice bullet pass. Lloyd couldn't get the clean handle on it. They'll reverse it. Now, Owen Lloyd, we talked about that football season-ending injury basically in the opener. Shoulder just never healed. Miles at the top of the key. They're running a little bit of a weave in between the circles. And overplaying. Boy, Krieger is physical. And Jeremiah Peak is going to have him in his kitchen all night long. Inbounding on the near side, Peak finds Miles. Little shake and bake, Ewers into the paint, good penetration. And this one a little too amped up from Owen Lloyd as it bounces off the top of the backboard. I thought for a second it might fall through, but it catches the support, and that's going to be a turnover. Near corner. Nice post up by Krieger. Muscles up against a triple team. He is going to be a handful tonight. On the drive, Ewers cut off, stripped. Here comes Reed Krieger, coast to coast. Nice delay as he switches from the left to the right hand. Normally you want to finish with the hand that you're coming in on that side, but he made a nifty move, and the first 6 points go to the Patriots. And we're going to have a travel. That'll be a turnover. Coach Wolfram wanting an explanation from the officials. The Pilots enter tonight 1-1. A loss in their opener versus Eden. And a win 52-48 last week against Pandora Gilboa. Patriots, this is their season opener. Krieger, low blocks. Nice dish. Boy, good looking stroke by Max Heber. He's got a three. And a timeout being called by Ayersville as the first 9 points of the game go to the Patriots. We'll take a 30-second Mark Moats Ford timeout. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
Back at the hangar. Offensive possession. Pilots cutting harder, dribbling harder, just playing harder as this one falls. Count it, and one coming for the freshman Dane Ewers. Well, whatever Coach Logan Wolfram preached in that timeout in the huddle, it worked. Foul's going to go against Max Heber, his first team foul, number 1. Ewers at the charity stripe. He's 60% on the season. This one goes begging off the right side. So the score remains 9-2. Pilots back defensively, sagging man, switching it looks like on screens as checking into the ball game. Nope, we don't have a newbie. Schwert was popping out on the drive and misses. Schwert shirt though, nice job, loose ball picked up by Reed Krieger. RC crosses over, Lloyd strips him, it's out of bounds. The near official's not sure. He couldn't tell. And this is where the baseline official's going to need to come in, and I'm not sure either of them had a good look. Flip a coin, gentlemen. They're going to have a convo, and the ball stays with Patrick Henry. So Lincoln Krieger. Crossed half court, hands it off to Reed Krieger. I'm going to have to come up with a different way to identify them both without having to say their full names. As Lincoln Krieger pushes off, and whoa! Peak puts a shoulder into him. And Krieger's not going to say a word. LC, Lincoln Krieger, heads back, keeping his composure. 9-2. It'll be the second team foul. And it might get a little physical here this evening. Wow. Quick three. Jeremiah Peak has woken up now. A Premier Bank three-pointer. YourPremierBank.com. 9-5, and that brings the student section to life for Ayersville. LC drives left wing. RC picks it up in the corner, and he'll elevate for three. Had a good look, crashing the glass. Lincoln Krieger goes up strong, and boy, he walked past Peak, but didn't say a word. And we're already seeing the mind games being played right now. Oh, man. The foul will be charged to Peak. It's his first. Lincoln Krieger at the stripe. First free throw attempt of the season. Good-looking stroke. Now you see the blonde hair dye jobs by most of these guys because they were playing football as well. They did it as a sign of solidarity for the playoffs. As the second is long, ball tipped around, Ewers finally secures it. And the freshman will bring it across the timeline. Peak, oh, he thought about a heat check. Lincoln Krieger stays on him. Ewers throws out a forearm as a breaker as he leans in against Reed Krieger. Near side, Peak. Oh, he's motioning now. He is jawing with Lincoln Krieger, and Krieger just gives him a smile. And Ayersville is pulled to within two. Well, you got best on best right now. Heber drives, cut off, and we're going to have a turnover here. I'm waiting for the official. I'm looking at the official making clarification at the scorer's table. Now this should be Patriots ball, I believe, on the alternate arrow, and there's confusion right now at the scorers table. I'm trying to read lips. If only we had a mic at the scorers table. Patrick Henry is saying it should be their ball, but the official is pointing the Pilots' way, and it is Patrick Henry's ball. And Peak is still jawing with Krieger walking down to the other end of the court. So, with that settled, Patriots will inbound on the baseline. Oh boy, this is going to be a heat check. About a 24-footer is off the mark by Heber. And here come the Pilots. Peak open for three. He's feeling it. His third from distance tonight, and it's the first lead of the ball game for the Pilots. RC will back it out. Popping out top of the key, Ben Shurt. RC for three, and it quiets the Pilots while bringing the Patriots fans to their feet. Both teams heating up now in the early going with 2:38 left to go in the first quarter. Ewers pops out. A little bit of hand checking by Krieger. He's going to drive in on him as he hits the deck, and a foul is going to be called on Krieger. Now the temperature here in the hangar is starting to rise. Peak will inbounds. Ewers in the far corner, being cut off by Heber, and he loses the ball. Shurt's got it. A little bit of not even a secondary break. Oh my, this is a heat check for Krieger, and he drains it. His second from distance. And the Patriots up by 5. Crossing over, Dunn. Swings it back to Peak. 28 feet out. This one's long. Long board being batted around. Who wants it? One Krieger to another. Reed Krieger for three. Short off the iron. Lloyd secures the rebound. Pilots will slow it down. Trailing by 5. They need a good possession here. Lloyd thought about pulling the trigger. Now he picks up his dribble. Somebody's got to come help him. Dunn in between the circles. Under 90 seconds left to go in the first quarter. They'll reverse it. Peak to the far wing. Ewers on the drive, and he traveled. Minute 18 left to go first quarter. Heber will check out. Checking to see who is in. This would be number 13, Lane Jackson, first reserve off the bench. Krieger on the drive against Lloyd. He's stripped. He was, I don't want to say nonchalant about getting back to it. Lloyd hustled and knocks it out of bounds off of him. Boy, the Pilots showing some intensity here after starting slowly. Coach Wolfram giving instructions to Dunn as he crosses half court. Under a minute left to go in the first quarter. Miles, nobody picks him up on the drive, and the big man finishes with the finger roll. Ayersville back to within 3. And the Patriots are going to take the air out of the ball. 40 seconds, everybody will catch a breather, and it looks like Patrick Henry will work for the final shot, but now Peak comes out to hand check. Krieger on the drive, muscles up against the triple team, and finishes off the square. Lincoln Krieger with his 7th point of the night. 22 seconds and counting. Dunn will stroll across the timeline. Now we'll see if the Pilots work for the final shot. Peak. Whoa, he popped out. Krieger baited, and Dunn thought he was going to cut back, and that ball goes into the second row of the stands. Miscommunication between point guard and shooting guard. And Dunn will check out. Jackson Stambaugh checking in. 10 seconds and counting. Krieger across the timeline, 5 seconds. He'll put it on the floor, stops and pops. Pretty looking Jay. And that is going to be the final shot of the first quarter. After a slow start, both teams heat up. Patrick Henry by 7, 20-13. We'll take a Mark Moats Ford timeout. Located on County Road 424 in Defiance or online at markmoatsford.com. Second 8 minutes when we come back on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. For the past
Back at the hangars, second 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. Patrick Henry 20, Ayersville 13. Host Pilots have the ball. They will be inbounding from half court. Peak pops out. Got to be careful here, guys, making sure nobody's across the timeline before that pass comes. Miles to the top of the key. Good ball reversal. Peak thinking about it. Lincoln Krieger coming out on him, giving him an arm's reach. Far corner. Nice drive by the freshman Ewers, but he's too strong off the glass. Weak side board, unable to put it back in. Stambaugh thought he had it, and here comes the Patriots at the other end. As Heber thought he was fouled. Instead, this one's going the Pilots' direction. Peak will stroll up the middle of the court. LC, Lincoln Krieger waiting for him. I thought they were going to try and get a switch. Peak stripped. Ooh, a late whistle. Krieger disagrees, but he's not going to say anything. That'll be Lincoln's second. Are they going to call that on the floor? It looks like they will. So Peak to the baseline. Deep lob in between the circles. Lloyd has it. And it looks like Patrick Henry has switched to a zone. As Lane Jackson is in, now they're going to switch out. Sub Shirt will check in for Lincoln Krieger. And it looks like they've switched back to a man-to-man. Peak being dogged right now by Schrader. Near corner. Dangerous skip pass. Miles at the top of the key. Will hand it off to Peak. Pump fake. Drives around Heber, but cut off in the middle of the paint. Lloyd has picked up his dribble. Somebody's got to come help him. Peak will do it in the far corner. Good defense. Patient offense. Just as I say that, Peak launches up a contested three. One and done. Reed Krieger, now the only Krieger on the floor, so I'll just go by his last name. In between the circles, Jackson. Nice feed down low. Shirt muscling up, kicks it out. Heber for three. Shirt with the board. Pump fake, kicks it back out again. Great ball movement. Near corner three. Bucket for Lane Jackson. First bench points of the evening for either team. And it's a 10-point Patriot lead. Lloyd, cut up. Boy, that is a height differential. Heber stands in at a very healthy 6'6". Peak way beyond the arc. On the drive, Ewers came to a jump stop. Ball is loose. Who wants it? Heber thought he had it. There's a scrum underneath the hoop. Everybody will separate. The question is, who has possession? They'll say Patrick Henry. (23-13). It's turned into a physical ball game after being a bit of a sprint in the first 8 minutes. Heber, low blocks, leans in against a double team. You can't coach height. Max Heber has it, and he's got his 5th point of the evening. Ayersville looking for their first points of any kind here in the second quarter. Gone 3 minutes without a point. Driving, stopping, and popping from the elbow. Peak is off. RC with the board. He wants to run. 5 white jerseys get back. Heber with a heat check. Just barely catches iron. It's out of bounds. Who touched it last? Ayersville ball. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Mark Motes Ford, check them out. Best new Ford models and best used selection. Serving the Defiance community since 1916. County Road 424 in Defiance or online at markmotesford.com. 60-second timeout. Back with more right after this on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Back at the hangar, 4:35 left to go in the first half. First points of the second quarter finally for Ayersville, and they come off the fingertips of the freshman Dane Ewers. He's got 4 on the evening, and it brings Ayersville back to within 10. Krieger, far corner, corner 3, book it for Calvin Schrader. A Premier Bank 3 or premierbank.com. 28-15. Miles. Pass and a screen, and Ewers airmails a 3. Diving out of bounds. Dunn saved it. He threw it right to a Patriot who threw it right back to him, and he's got his first 2 points of the evening. A little unorthodox, but they'll take it. And the lead now down to single digits. Check that, 11. And now it's pumped back up to 14. Reed Krieger with another Premier Bank 3. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features. YourPremierBank.com. This one airmailed. 31-17. Wide open for 3 on the near wing. Heber came crashing in to try and get the offensive board. Off the Jackson miss. And Ayersville will slow things down. Miles hands it off to Ewers. Ewers has shown the propensity to drive, and there's going to be an offensive foul. Schrader was set. Ewers leaned into him. It's heading the other way. Just over 3 minutes left to go here in the first half. Boy, a little bit of a push there by Krieger. We've seen a little bit of everything here tonight. It has been a physical game. It has been a fast-paced game. And that's going to be a turnover. Pushing off, away from the ball, Reed Krieger. with an offensive foul, picks up his second. $14-point deficit. Pilots just 2 baskets here in the second quarter to this point. Miles, 1 dribble, tries to force it down low to Peak. It's knocked out of bounds. It will be off of Schrader. Patriots will get in your kitchen. Very tight defense. Screen, pump fake. Dunn thought about pulling the trigger on the 3, drives. Again, an empty possession for the Pilots. And is Ayersville going to come out in some pressure? Going to try and double team the ball, trapping in the corner. Patrick Henry goes over the top of it. It's 3-on-2 right now, but they'll back it out. Heber on the drive, splits a triple team and finishes with the teardrop. Tough move. The lead is now 15. Two minutes left to go in the half. 16-point deficit right now. Ayersville just looking for a quality possession. They've been stymied tonight. And down low, that's going to be a charge. Miles with an aggressive move, but he picks up the foul. His first team foul, number 2. So with a 16-point advantage and possession of the basketball with a $1:48 left to go, Ayersville hustles back defensively. Dixon on the drive, dishes into the near corner. Kiefer Holloway is checked into the ball game. Cuts through, but they miss him. And turned over. Shirt, I think, maybe thought he had a teammate behind him. He didn't. It was a white jersey. Under 90 seconds left here in the first half. Logan Wolfram saying the ball is sticking. Got to move. No call, hitting the deck, and Ewers rushed that shot. With nobody in front of him, I think Coach Wolfram would have rather he got his feet set and went up a bit stronger. Under a minute now left to go in the half. Holloway releases, swings it near side. It's deflected out of bounds. Brooks Punchess will check in for the Patriots. Stutter stepping, backing it out, Schrader. They get it right back to him. Far corner, plenty of time left on the clock. And we'll see if Patrick Henry wants to work for the final shot or if they get something good between now and then. Holloway thought he had something good, but it bricks off the side of the glass. Heat check for Peak. Halfway down, it spits out. Punches. Up the near side. Jackson drives. Can't get the range. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Half court shots. Almost banked in by Ewers. Close but no cigar. And both clubs will head to their respective locker rooms with the Patriots leading 33-17. Time for your Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. The Midwest Community Federal Credit Union celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. 33-17, Patriots lead the Pilots. We're going to take a 2-minute break. 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with your stats and analysis. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. For the
Back at the hangar, they are cleaning up the ducks for their quack pot contest. Duck thrown closest to the center marker, which is down there, wins tonight's quack pot. They had a pretty good turnout. Speaking of a good turnout, Patrick Henry has stretched a 7-point first quarter lead to 33-17 at the intermission. Let's run down the scoring totals for you. Leading all scorers, point guard Reed Krieger. He has 3 3-pointers to go along with a couple from the floor. He's got 13 points, but there has been balance amongst the Patriots as well. 7 points for Lincoln Krieger, 7 for Max Heber, 3 for Calvin Schrader, and 3 bench points for Lane Jackson. On the flip side, for the Pilots, they are led by their sophomore standout shooting guard Jeremiah Peak. He was absolutely sizzling in the first quarter, draining 3 threes. He has since been guarded tighter, face guarded, and to my recollection here, I'm looking down, only 2 shots from the field in the entire second 8 minutes. Again, he leads the Pilots with 9. It drops off considerably after that. Freshman Dane Ewers with 2 baskets, 1 in each quarter. Right now has 4 points. And then it's a deuce apiece for point guard Dylan Dunn and center Keithan Miles. 33-17. This game started cold, really by both teams. Then it heated up, turned into a bit of a track meet. And then in the second quarter, it got physical. We'll wait and see what the third quarter has in store, but it has been intense from the opening whistle, and we would expect the second 16 minutes to be just as much. With 5:25 left to go in our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show, those are your stats. We're going to take another 2-minute break. When we come back, you are watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Back at the hangar in Ayersville. 3 minutes on the clock. The buzzer sounds, and neither team is out as of yet. Ayersville, I stand corrected. Patrick Henry is not out. Got one more. Thank you. Sure, absolutely. Thank you much. Patrick Henry with a 33-17 lead, as the officiating crew is now working its way out onto the floor. No sign of the Patriots right now, as the Pilots, they've got their work cut out for them. But at the same time, this is where you hear most analysts, most coaches say, we're not going to get it all back at once. There's no such thing as a 16-point basket. But what you want to do is break the quarter down into segments, probably about 2 minutes, certainly 4 minute segments. We want to be this close at this point in time on the scoreboard clock. We want to be this close at this point in time. We want to be this close at the end of the third quarter, if not erased it, and be dead even or have the lead. So it's a matter of slow and steady wins the race. On the flip side, with just a $1:45 left to go, Patrick Henry is just now coming out. They're going to get a very short shoot around, if any. Well, that's going to be a quick one. A few layups, maybe a few jump shots, specifically for the guys that are going to play, and then after that, get warmed back up quickly. Again, the Patriots, this is their season opener. Up next, it will be on Monday at Elmwood, and then on the 14th versus Eden. For the Pilots, well, they are 1-1. And next week it will be, actually I take that back, it's going to be tomorrow. I'm looking ahead too far and don't want to miss Saturday. So they will have back-to-back games after they finish up tonight. Tomorrow they are at Holgate. So no rest for the weary for Logan Wolfram and company. As the clock ticks down to 20 seconds. Pilots huddled up, fists in the air. You have to figure they're going to come out with a ton of intensity to start the second half. They did to open the game. Patrick Henry weathered it and responded with more than plenty of their own. Looking at the five that are coming out for Ayersville, it looks like the same starting five that began the game. Dunn, Lloyd, Beek, Ewers, and Miles. Likewise for the Patriots, Krieger, Schrader, Heber, and Shirt. As Ewers on the drive, he hasn't been shy tonight. He'll dish. Lloyd for three. Can't find anything. Rebounded by Schrader. He and Krieger play a little catch on the right wing. Schrader backs it out. Now he's picked up his dribble. Nobody under right now for Patrick Henry. They've got loosely 4 out, 1 in. It looked like Shirt in the high blocks. He was doing a ton of screening early in the game. Nice backdoor cut by Heber. The pass misses him. Now was that deflected? Originally called Ayersville ball, but instead the official up top says that was deflected. So it will remain Patriot ball. On the drive, Heber open for three. He's got a good stroke, but he's long on this one. Crashing the glass is Schrader. Shirt in the low blocks, didn't make a move. Now he pops on the drive. That's a tough running one-hander by RC, and it's short. Lloyd in between the circles. Peak. All he needs is a little daylight, and he's got his 4th three of the game. All of his points have come from beyond the arc. Pilots to within 13. Patriots looking for their first points of the second half. Heber posts up strong, goes up strong, lots of bodies flying, nothing doing. Ewers, they get it right back to him. Peak, unchecked for three, and Patriots got away with one. I'm not sure who lost him there. Peak was a little slow to pull the trigger. If he was his natural right to left step in or left to right step in, it would have been three. And we've got an offensive foul on LC, Lincoln Krieger. That's going to be his 3rd. Dunn getting the instructions from the bench. Miles, they're going to try and post Peak up, and as he falls out of bounds, he throws it off of Calvin Schrader. Quick inbounds. And is this a 2-3 zone? I think so, and they baited him in a cross-court pass. Schrader with the steal. And Krieger with the three at the other end. That is his 4th of the night. Give him 16 points. (36-20). Lead back up to 16. Ewers in the low blocks, and he tries to make a move. He'll be called for the offensive foul. That'll be his 2nd. And Logan Wolfram wants an explanation. He is a little hot under the collar right now. And Reed Krieger just smiles over at the bench. He might have sold that one, or maybe he's just a happy young man. Boy, Logan Wolfram's really giving the official an earful. Score remains 36-20. Krieger, he's feeling it. Heat check. This is off the side. Oh, my goodness. Crashing the glass. Max Heber with a strong offensive board. Give him 9. And the lead now all of a sudden 18. Peak on the drive. Tries to muscle through. Lloyd wanted to drive. Got a little ahead of himself and turns it over on the travel. Krieger across the timeline. Full of pass. Heber down low, leans in. He's got the size, or at least the height advantage. And he takes advantage of it there as it's now a 20-point advantage. Timeout on the floor. Mark Motes Ford brings you this timeout, serving the Defiance community since 1916. County Road 424 in Defiance, or online at markmotesford.com. 4.5 left to go, third quarter. Patrick Henry has doubled up Ayersville. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Visit Mark Motes Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Motes Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmotesford.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. For the past 70 years,
just under 4.5 left to go, third quarter. Uphill climb for Ayersville as they trail Patrick Henry by 20. Ewers cut off on the baseline from the drive. He kicks it out up top. Dunn on the move. Releases to Jackson Stambaugh, who's checked in. Peak, got a look. That's tapped out of bounds, and I think it's going to be off of Krieger. No, it's not. All right. It will be Patrick Henry basketball. RC, Reed Krieger. Don't know if he's got a nickname or not, but it fits him because he's been about as bubbly as a can of RC right now. Leads all scorers with 16 points on the drive, and he can just score in any way. We see you, number 3. We see you. Give him the finger roll and give him 18 on the night. 3.5 left to go in the third quarter. Peak spun and right into the weak side help. That's great defense by Schrader. Here comes Heber. Spin move. Oh, my goodness. And finishes with the right-handed finger roll. He's got 13. Peak will slow it down. Well, for being their season opener, no scout on him and not quite sure what to expect, Patrick Henry is making a statement on the road. Ewers on the drive, comes to a jump stop. Pretty move. Give him 6 on the night. Krieger, almost broke Dunn's ankles. Actually, that was Stambaugh, and he elevated. Here comes Peak. They pick him up just outside the arc. Stops and pops, drains the nifty baseline jumper. That's his first points of any kind from inside the arc tonight. He's got 14. Still a 20-point advantage for Patrick Henry. And Krieger wants more. Short off the iron. That's just too tough. Heber with the garbage putback, and he's having himself some kind of third quarter. 8 points alone, and there's still 2:05 left to go. 15 so far on the game. Ewers drives into Krieger, and a blocking foul going to be called against Lincoln Krieger. Boy, he's holding it together. He's picked up his 4th. That is a tough call. He's asking, and he's getting an explanation. It's only the second team foul to just 1 for Ayersville. It has been a cleanly played third quarter so far. It's the inbounds deflected. Peak just frustrated right now. Ewers immediately surrenders into the far corner. Miles pops out. Well, give and go, but The go was a little congested. .22 advantage. And again, bodies hitting the deck. Whistle sounds. And are they charging this one to Shirt? It is. His first, just the third team foul. Dunn crosses over. He's got one basket to his credit tonight. Ball was deflected. Ewers on the drive. Nice jump stop. Pretty finish. Wow, Dane Ewers with a power move. Just a freshman. Boy, that's going to be about a 23-footer for Heber. He was feeling it. Schrader with the board. They'll kick it back out. Near corner, another three. Goes begging off the short side by Jackson. And who's this one on? Number 11. It's going to be Heber in his second. Dunn uncontested up the middle of the court. Now he crosses the timeline. Ewers, a nice spin move. Drives, tries to dish. Got caught in the air. Krieger, no, I thought he was going to slow it down. Instead, great pass. Secondary break. Shirt was there, but couldn't get it cleanly. Kicks it back out to the corner, and Schrader with his second from beyond the arc tonight. 23-point lead as we come up on the 30-second mark. Miles, tough, aggressive, low post move, but it goes off the heel of the iron. And we'll see if Patrick Henry wants to work for the final shot of the quarter. Stambaugh coming up and harassing Krieger. 10. They're going to put the offense in motion. 5. They're not. Krieger just drives, stops and pops. Can't find the range. Bodies hit the deck. Are we going to have a foul? We are. And it's going to go against Reed Krieger. That'll be his third as the third quarter comes to an end. Patrick Henry 49, Ayersville 26. 60-second Mark Moats Ford timeout. Fourth quarter when we come back on DCTV Sports. So back at the hangar, they are calling, and that's going to be a bonus foul. So the quarter cannot end until the free throws take place. Dylan Dunn drains both, so he now has 4 on the evening. Make it 49-28, and now the end of the third quarter is officially in the books. We'll take a 60-second timeout. Final 8 minutes when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Final 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. We welcome you back to the hangar at Ayersville as the scrum is loose. Pilots come away with the ball and a rushed left-handed layup by Stambaugh. And we're going to have a foul. It's on Lincoln Krieger, and that's his 5th. Krieger can't believe it. as he will foul out with 7 points tonight. So Lincoln Krieger, tremendous standout all-around athlete, will be heading to Northwestern University to play football. I'd highly recommend a stop at Portillo's if you want some Italian beef, and I would say Lou Malnati's if you'd like some Chicago-style pizza, Lincoln. Long shot off the mark, long rebound pulled down by Ewers. Ewers, boy, trying to muscle up against Shirt. Can't find the range, and I think he's going to be called for coming over the back. He is. Ewers with his third. And we got a little bit of jawboning going on between a couple of players here and the official. Maybe also talking about getting a little handsy. And everybody's being told to check themselves right now. Drive and dish. Good ball movement right now. Heber on the move. Middle of the paint. Left it short. That's a good box out and rebound by Dunn. Dunn will slow it down. He hasn't really looked to push it much tonight. Peak open for three. Give him another. His fifth of the night. 17 points for the sophomore. Heber crosses over, leans in. That's probably going to be a charge. Yes, it is. That'll be his third. RC checking back into the ball game for Patrick Henry. Miles kind of lazily dribbles on the right side. Dunn calling for a screen. They switch. Peak. Well, this is going to be a heat check from about 23 feet out. Loose ball. Who wants it? Bodies flying everywhere. Still in play. And here comes Heber. Coast to coast. Oh, he went for the jam. Comes down hard on his tailbone. He hops up and appears to be okay. Boy, he wanted the exclamation point. At the other end, a three off the fingertips of Ewers. Timeout being called. I believe they want to check on Heber. Well, right now, Coach Heber is not a happy camper. He's pulling his team off the court. This is a full timeout, so we'll break for 60 along with them. Back right after this on DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Back at the hangar. Brian Heber called that timeout for Patrick Henry, and he preached some fire in that huddle. I could read lips, but I could also hear him, despite the fact that I'm in the top row of the bleachers, and he just said, do you want to finish this? Right now, they are up by 15. But after a missed dunk and a three at the other end, a little bit of wind in the sails of the Pilots. We'll see what they need are stops. And Patrick Henry looking focused coming out of that break. Heber on the drive, no call. He drives in, and instead of trying the dunk, he just lays it over the iron. Max Heber getting the job done a bit more cautiously. He's got 17 on the night. And that is, I'm guessing, the way Coach Heber wanted his crew to respond coming out of that timeout. Far corner three, skims off the front of the iron by Stambaugh. Loose ball underneath. Boy, I tell you what, Shirt went after it and from his hind end gives the outlet to Krieger. Reed Krieger drives in, tries to bank a 15-footer in, nothing doing. Dunn, 1-on-4, 4 red jerseys, all get back and they suffocate Jeremiah Peak. Driving down, hitting the deck, and now we've got a foul as Ewers was on the drive. I believe this one's going against Lane Jackson. It is his first. Peak will inbound near half court. Long three. Wow, Dylan Dunn. Well, he has scored one inside the arc. He scored a couple free throws and now a three-pointer, a Premier Bank three-pointer. 51-37. 14-point deficit, but the time continuing to wind down. The clock definitely Patrick Henry's friend. Dunn coming out to harass Reed Krieger. He's having himself a night with 18. He may pick up more as the waters part. He drives and gets the friendly roll. Reed Krieger with 20 points on the night. Have yourself a game, young man. Hand-checking foul as Dunn on the drive. That did not make Coach Brian Heber too happy. Jackson with his second. Team foul number 4. The inbounds. Ewers goes into a trio of red jerseys. They kick it out. They'll go to the far corner. Peak. Pump fake. Drives around Heber on the move and finishes with the teardrop. Jeremiah Peak is going to go down in a blaze of glory tonight. 19 points, but it's just not going to be enough. 53-39, now under 4 minutes left to go. Krieger drives, dishes. Boy, an open three there. Schrader thought about it. He's got an open look again. We have a whistle. Nope, it's going to be a timeout. Timeout being called by Patrick Henry. We'll take a Mark Moatsford timeout. County Road 424 in Defiance and online at markmoatsford.com. We're back in 60 seconds on DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at the hangar, 3:35 left to go in the ball game. Patrick Henry 53. Ayersville 39. Ayersville, they're going to put everything they've got into the next 3:25, including the kitchen sink. They know it's got to start on this end of the court. They've got to get stops or it doesn't matter. Almost a turnover there. It's getting very physical as Schrader got tied up with Stambaugh. The whistle sounds. Jackson Stambaugh picks up his first. Check that, his second. Would be team's third. And stepping out of bounds out near half court, actually technically going to call a travel on Lane Jackson. (53-39). Every possession's got to count at both ends of the court. Right now, Patrick Henry. Oh, nice switch. Krieger with the strip from behind. Heads up defense. Schrader up to Krieger, and he gets hip checked by Dylan Dunn. Dunn picks up his first. Fourth team foul. Top of the key, good ball movement. Oh, Hebert down low, pump fake, and that's a bunny. Max Heber with 19. He and Reed Krieger have been a strong 1-2 punch. Ewers falls down on the drive. Lloyd, Johnny on the spot to pick it up. Right back to Ewers, who is wide open and misses the bunny. Well, he strips Heber from behind. Peak will take a three. Why not? This will bounce over the backboard. Oh, my goodness. Turning into a bit of a circus here in the final 3.5 minutes. The inbounds. Schrader will slow it down. Krieger and Heber just playing a little catch. Pilots coming out and really pressuring the basketball right now, and they turn it over. And they almost turn it over right back. Lloyd looking for somebody. He picked up his dribble but didn't go anywhere. Ewers on the drive. Dishes, far corner. Done for three. Now the Pilots needed that if they were going to make a run. Hitting the deck. Krieger's down. He is down, laying on his back. He's trying to get up with under 2 left to go. And Peak, I'm not sure where he was going, but it's stolen away by Schrader, and it is getting chippy. Timeout on the floor. Full timeout will break with them. A Mark Moats Ford timeout. County Road 424 in Defiance, online at markmoatsford.com. 55-39, Patriots with the lead. Back after this on DCTV Sports.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. For the
back at the hangar. $1:24 left to go in the contest. Skip pass, almost stolen away. It is by Lloyd, and it's 1-on-4. Even when they give up the basketball, they still get back in transition D, and I believe Peak just picked up a foul. Oh no, it's going to be Reed Krieger. Krieger picks up his third. And that's going to send Peak to the line. His first trip tonight. Jeremiah Peak, an 83% free throw shooter on the season. Sophomore with a split stance, releases, splits the nylon. And there you see Coach Logan Wolfram, arms folded. And there's his counterpart trying to stretch it out. He's been active too, Coach Heber. But his club's going to get out of here with a convincing win as Peak misses his second. 55-40, 15-point advantage with 1:09 left to go. Krieger, does he want more? Yes, he does, and he can't get the finger roll. Peak, is he going to? Yes, he is. Long distance, nothing doing. Dunn came flying in, but can't find the rebound, and here comes Schrader off the court. This one jammed down by Max Heber. He tried a couple times earlier tonight. He finishes here with the exclamation point, give him 21. And he gets the board at the other end. He hits the deck hard, and he throws it out of bounds off of Peak. It goes into the student section. And Heber comes over, and Peak says no hard feelings. Good show of sportsmanship by both guys. And now they're going to change the call, and they're going to say pilot ball. And Peak just smiles at the student body. He's got 20. Nobody else is even close. As Lloyd tries a three, Peak picks it up. He's going to lay it in. He's going to go out in a blaze of glory tonight. But it's just not enough as he's got 22. Man, good luck picking a player of the game. I mean, you've got Krieger with 20, Heber with 21, Peak with 22, and Patrick Henry's going to show a sign of class here, pull the ball out, and just dribble out the final seconds of the clock. Buzzer sounds. Man, it was a physical ball game. Ayersville makes it respectable, but in the end, just too much for Patrick Henry. 57-42, your final. Patriots win their season opener. They're now 1-0. Pilots fall to a game below 500 at 1-2. We're going to take a Mark Moots Ford timeout. When we come back, it will be your post game. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. For the past
We welcome you back to the hangar as the crowd filing out. It was a good one tonight. Not quite capacity, but still, Patrick Henry traveled well. Ayersville always representing well for home matches. And in the boys' game, the second of tonight's doubleheader, it was just simply too much firepower, especially a two-man punch between Reed Krieger and Max Heber for the Patriots. Krieger finishes with 20 points on the night, Heber with 21. Lincoln Krieger finished with 7. He fouled out of the game in the second half. A half a dozen for starting swingman Calvin Schrader, and 3 points off the bench for Lane Jackson. That comprises the Patriots' 57 points this evening to 42 for Ayersville. Jeremiah Peak, the standout sophomore, did everything he could. He finished in every way you possibly could, including 5 3-pointers. He also scored on a couple of drives. He was 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. He finishes with 22, but it wasn't enough this evening. As a matter of fact, only 4 pilots scored tonight. Next time man, freshman Dane Ewers, he was much more aggressive in the second half. He finishes with 11. 7 points for point guard Dylan Dunn. He drained a 3, he scored on a drive, and he hit 2 free throws. A deuce for starting center Keithan Miles. That is it. Just 4 pilots in the scoring column, period, for head coach Logan Wolfram and company as they fall to 1-2 on the young season. Again, this was the Patriots' season opener. They are 1-0. On the horizon, a very short turnaround for the Pilots as they are in action tomorrow night, as they will be at Holgate. Again, I believe that is a 7:30 start time. On the flip side for the Patriots, they will wait until next week as they will be playing on Monday, also on the road at Elmwood. Their first home game, their home opener, will be late next week on the 14th as they also welcome Eden. You see the crowd just kind of milling around. Again, Patrick Henry well represented here this evening. And we may or may not have both coaches. We'll wait and see. The offer was extended to both. I know Coach Wolfram usually likes to take some time in the locker room with his team, especially after a loss. We'll wait and see if Coach Heber elects to come up and join us. I was told he was going to make the gambit on press row. There were 3 different media outlets here this evening, and he is. He's come up, so we'll wait. We are second in line, so we will extend the offer, and hopefully he will come over and break this one down with us. Again, it was a slow start for both teams, as you would expect, trying to work off a little rust for Patrick Henry. For Ayersville, they just simply couldn't find the basket. Then, probably about the 5-minute mark or so in that first quarter, both teams all of a sudden started firing on all cylinders, and it became a bit of a track meet. It was 20-13. Patriots with the lead at the end of the first 8 minutes, but still anybody's ball game. To start the second quarter, it became much more physical. We saw some bodies flying, and not just for loose balls, not just going after rebounds, but it was a battle. And it didn't matter whether it was underneath or even up top beyond the arc, and that led to a few fouls being called as the officials tried to tighten things up. It was a 33-17 lead for the Patriots going into the locker room at the half, and they just poured it on after that. As a matter of fact, Max Heber with 8 points alone in the third quarter almost outscored all of Ayersville. It was just simply a matter of, I don't want to say a two-man wrecking crew, but between Reed Krieger and Max Heber, they were more than up to the challenge this evening. It all adds up to a 57-42 Patriot victory. We're going to take another 3-minute timeout, a 3-minute break. When we come back, more of your postgame. You are watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Visit Mark Motes Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Motes Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmotesford.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial.
Back at the hangar, our post-game rolls on. We hung around because you deserve him. Coach coming up to join us right now. Tell you what, this was a grinded-out game, but it was played in different ways. The opening looked like both teams wanted to get up and down, especially Patrick Henry, but still trying to find the bottom of the basket, so to speak. Then all of a sudden things got physical, and you got guys scoring in multiple ways. Again, Coach Heber joining us right now. But your thoughts, because it looked like you won, but you won as the puzzle kind of being greater than the whole of its parts. Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely. We use the saying, we're building the plane as it's flying. So, we are, we knew that going into this there were going to be some ugly times. Again, I was worried about not having legs, not having the conditioning, only having just a small percentage of our offense in. But I knew coming in that they were going to be a physical team. They get up and guard you. And at times they're very explosive offensively. So we were worried about that. We come out in a 9-0 run to start, but then I think they're Jeremiah Peak for them, number one. I think he was averaging like 20 points a game coming in.
He's in range when he walks in the gym.
Yeah, and he hit some big shots, and that got the crowd back in the game. I think they ended up taking a lead at that point, but we settled down a little bit, matched their energy, and then I think from there we kind of we wanted to be the aggressors coming in. And I thought for the most part we were. Again, there were times I thought maybe in the third quarter, early fourth quarter when we had a bigger lead, we got a little bit sloppy defensively. But I think part of that was conditioning. Part of that was I don't want to make excuses for my guys, but those are things that we need to clean up. And I'm glad we finally have it on film, because without any scrimmages, we can now sit down and start nitpicking what we need to get better at.
I was going to say, I was over at practice last night, and I asked Coach Wolfram, and I said, what do you know? And he goes, we have no scout.
Yeah.
So this was really a feeling out process, especially for your team. Well, I guess let me ask you this. I'm not trying to sound melodramatic here, but I'm leaving it as open-ended as possible. Hard to believe I'm saying this after your season opener, but what did you learn about your guys tonight?
I learned we're tough. Okay, I learned that we're a tough team. I knew we were. I just wanted to see it. I loved our effort. We talk about effort, energy, and focus. And if we have those things and we do them at an elite level, we'll be a tough team to beat. I thought we had that tonight. Were we sloppy? Yes, at times. Did we not execute? Yes. Did we turn the ball over against our pressure? Absolutely. The speed against our JV in practice isn't the same as, varsity. And so things that looked open were not at times. But, again, I love when we control the things that we can control. And I thought for the most part we did that tonight.
I'm going to start by rewinding a little bit, because you had mentioned Jeremiah Peak, and he had a couple of heat checks in that first quarter. He finishes with 9 points, all from beyond the arc. And then he's got a goose egg in the second quarter. And I was trying to keep an eye, and it isn't just one guy, but he had trouble getting open, much less a shot off. Was the idea, or was the game plan to maybe face guard him and make him earn his touches, not just his looks?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that caused me a lot of sleepless nights going into this game, is how we were going to defend him, because we are a team that switches everything. And there's going to be times when maybe our best defender that's on him gets switched off, and now all of a sudden he has a little bit better of a matchup. But I thought for the most part we played a very good team defensive game plan against him. When there was maybe an advantage of a lesser defender on him, we had guys in the gap, we had guys in the help. We were alert, we were moving, we were handsy. And so, there were some guys, Lincoln Krager did a great job just coming out and just getting physical with him. But and there were times when Mack switched on to him. There were times when Calvin Schrader, we had him guard him. But overall, the team effort, knowing that if he has a step on me, I got a guy in the gap for help, and I thought we executed a defensive game plan well tonight.
Going to switch to offense here for you. Reed Krieger, I call him RC. When you got two Kriegers on does he have a nickname?
Smooth. Smooth.
No, you can't give yourself one. He didn't give himself that,
no,
did he?
And I didn't give him that. I think that was from junior high. I think they called him Mr. Smooth. So
he was RC tonight. Maybe he's never popped a can of one, but he simply had some spark to him this evening. He finishes with 20. Obviously, Max with 21. Those guys were a great 1-2 punch. But one thing that I noticed, especially to start the second half, the ball didn't stick. It seemed to move a lot. You moved well without the ball. Was that a focal point in the half?
Yeah, we have to. I mean, we have guys that can score the basketball. We're not a one-headed monster, a two-headed monster, not even a three-headed monster. We have five guys that can score the basketball, and so we just need to move the ball and execute and get it to where we have an advantage and we want to get to the rim. That's the number one thing. We want to get to the rim. I was disappointed with the amount of foul shots we shot tonight. Part of that is just, we weren't finishing off 2 feet. We were just kind of going up there and not finishing strong. Other times I thought we finished strong. But, I think offensively, yes, we need to move the basketball, put pressure on the defense. And, if you would have told me that Lincoln Krager would have been in foul trouble the first half and then fouled out with 6 or 7 minutes left in the game, I would have told you we would have been walking out of here with a loss. So I thought offensively we did the things that we needed to do to get the win tonight.
Grit. Is that a good way to put
absolutely.
it? One word, they showed it, and they've got a lot more. Grits. We'll wait and see if they put it together in 2 games. Right. Coach, appreciate you so much for coming up and joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. Hopefully we get to cross paths again before the end of this season.
Yeah, appreciate the coverage.
Coach Eber coming up to join us. We are going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we're going to put a bow on the postgame. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Back at the hangar, we are putting the wrap on our postgame here this evening. It was a little bit of a track meet. It was a little bit of a wrestling meet. It was a lot of things, but it was an intense ball game. And with it, Patrick Henry wins their season opener by a final of 57-42. Ayersville now falls to 1-2 on the young season. Again, hard to believe this was the first game of the year for the Patriots. They are now 1-0. On the horizon, next up for the Pilots, they don't get much rest at all. They are back in action tomorrow night at Holgate. The Patriots will get a little bit of downtime. On Monday, they travel to Elmwood. That's going to do it for our broadcast here this evening. A big thank you going out to our crew, all of our sponsors for helping make this broadcast a possibility, and as always, you, the fan, for tuning in. This is Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us. Final scores this evening in a girl-boy varsity doubleheader. Patrick Henry knocks off the Pilot girls in Game 1, 52-18, and the boys make it a clean sweep in the nightcap, 57-42. Our next broadcast will be next Monday. It will be 6 o'clock, and it will be a girl doubleheader at the Dog Pound in Defiance. It is the first round of the DPT Classic. Ayersville will take on Archibald at 6 o'clock, and the host Defiance Bulldogs will be going up against Tenora in the nightcap. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have yourselves a safe and enjoyable weekend. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.